Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas from Santa Claus and us at Comment Below, a podcast where we talk about the news and the topics of the week, but more importantly, what has been commented below. We delve into the best, that is, the social media world, finding stories that you may or may not have been talking about this year. Isn't that right, Ben? Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho.
That's correct, Alex. Merry Christmas to you too. Or should I say Santa?
Yes, you should say Santa Claus.
You're not doing this the whole episode, are you?
If you'd like to get inside Santa's stocking, you can find us on X at Comment Below Pod, Instagram at Comment Below _pod, or indeed email us. That's at commentbelowpod@gmail.com. And if it's not too late, don't forget to send me your favourite presents or your naughty and nice list, like what we did on one of our Christmas vlogs this year. Benjamin? Ho, 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 ho.
You really know how to get the listeners to turn off, don't you? In the first 60 seconds.
I've dyed my beard with Just for Men, and now it's brown and not white. Stupid Coca-Cola changing my image like that. I used to wear a green jacket. Now I wear a red one. Ho, 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 ho.
Yes. Quite. Now,
Yes,
you've been promising...
young man?
You've been promising to try a Christmas drink. And I feel now it's Christmas Eve is the time where you can relax.
Well,
Please stop the voice.
My elves have been making little drinks for us in the UK, and here is one of them.
This voice is not going to go well on editing, but it's fine.
It's called Candy Cane Sparkling Winter Edition Zero Sugar Drink. And as I mentioned on one of the vlogs, I thought that this drink was alcoholic, but it's not, so I can drink it just before I go off on my sleigh and drop off my presents to all the young girls and boys from around the world. Would you like me to test it for you?
You're going to drop this?
Okay, I'll drop it. Hello, everyone. It's me, Alex. Did you know? You're such a good impression. I should have done like in Hello, Hello when he goes, "It is me, Eclair." I should have dropped my... I should have...
I don't know what that is.
Some people might know what Hello, Hello is.
Do not open it over the laptop, please.
Oh, okay. There was a conversation. I've been talking about you saying about spilling drinks for this and the other. There was a conversation on Jeremy Vine on Radio 2 yesterday. The inane conversations that they have. And one of the topics was, should they put a warning on a bottle of champagne because it can cause injury with the cork?
Maybe they should.
Well, to be fair, at first I was like, that's ridiculous. And then when they started talking about it, I thought, actually, that's not a fair point.
Not a fair point.
It is a fair point, sorry.
What is this drink then?
Oh, it's a drink. They've released it in the UK. I don't know who's made it.
Describe it for our audio listeners.
Well,
It's got stripes on it.
It's made in Amsterdam. It's at the Drink Candy Can. So Drink Candy Can is the company that make it, and they've made a candy cane flavoured edition of it. And
alcoholic?
It's non-alcoholic, and it says it's a refreshing, sparkling strawberry and cherry flavour with sweeteners. So I'm hoping, and there's carrot in it apparently.
Carrots?
A concentrate of carrots.
That's for Rudolph.
Why? Rudolph knows how to venture through that sky with big beam. Oh, that's a satisfying sound, isn't it? Beaming red nose.
What colour? I think it's going to be pink. What do you think it's going to be clear?
Oh,
very
it smells
exciting.
nice. It smells really sweet.
It smells like bubble gum.
I'm going to do this up to the microphone and see if it makes bubble.
Oh, it'll be edited out, but okay.
That's some ASMR right there, kids. Right. Okay, here we go.
It is pink, everyone.
It's a pink, well, I'd say it's a kind of like a grapefruit colour. There you go. You ready? A seminary. What's the word? A seminary? Those people who don't go...
You just said it. ASMR.
No, when you when you have a swig of drink and then,
Connoisseur?
no, a seminar.
I don't know.
Santa Claus is coming to town. By the way, if you're not watching us, I should have mentioned you can watch this all on YouTube if you search Comment Below Podcast, and you're missing me pouring drinks to camera. I'm wearing a full Santa costume. It's just fantastic. Anyway, Ben likes it. Here we go. I'm going to try some.
God, gulp.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh,
It tastes like bubblegum wubba wubba, where it's
Hubba Bubba.
Yeah. I do get the candy cane. We've been waiting 5 weeks to try that. So how do you feel?
I mean, it's not awful. It's not offensive. It's just not. It's not something. There's a good reason why it's not released all year round.
There you go. That's the first 10 minutes of the show. I hope you've enjoyed it, everyone, so far.
This is gold. This is what you come here to watch. This is the Christmas edition of Comment Below.
This is the last one of a 24-day streak of podcasting.
rest
This is
of
what
that?
it goes to.
And I'll have it from a glass.
Okay.
I might have just a little bit more in mind, though. There you go. That's for you. It's not that bad, actually. It's growing on me. But you can definitely taste the carrot. Can't you?
Yeah.
I'm not joking when I say that. You can taste the carrot. So what have I done so far? So I've given us the socials. I've told them about YouTube. Oh, yeah, you can also find us on any of your favourite podcast apps. And if you are watching, listening to us, don't forget to subscribe, give us 5 stars, and in 5 words or less, say why you would love to drink candy cane in liquid form.
Right. So shall we go on to the subjects, because we are actually doing a proper episode of Comment Below, which you would not believe by listening
To
so
nonsense.
far.
Yes.
But you're going to take us through a few things of the year, because of course it's the end of the year. This is our last podcast of the year of 2023.
Santa Claus believes that this is the most important podcast of the year
Why?
because we're going to talk about all of the best moments of 2023 according to impublishing.co.uk.
Right. And we can see how topical we have been and how good our topics have been compared to this. And of course, we are back. When are we back in January? It's the
7th.
7th of January. We are back to our usual schedule of a podcast every Sunday. So unfortunately, the daily podcast will be coming to an end, everyone.
But the daily podcast, this is it.
Yeah, this is it.
If you've watched, also please get in touch with us if you have watched every single episode. Kudos, 100% kudos to you. I will reply and I'll say, well done.
I think our number one fan, Ava, has so far.
Oh, thanks, Ava.
I'm sure it's Ava, or is it Eva? Give me 2 seconds.
What is it?
Eva.
Eva.
I'm sure she has listened to every single one. So
shall we, instead of like fluffing ourselves, shall we talk about like some moments then? Okay. So I would say that probably one of the most important ones, and it didn't actually happen. I'm sure it happened. No, it must have been at the beginning. Was it the beginning of the year?
What?
The Queen dying. Was it the beginning of the year the Queen died?
That was last year.
I thought it was last year too. Yeah. So the coronation of King Charles III.
Yeah, that was a month later.
Yeah, that was in May, and they had a big coronation party and all that long, which I'm sorry to say, not being much of a royalist, I didn't take part in too much.
No, didn't even watch it, I don't think, did we? Very boring.
We watched...
GB News found its highest ratings of the year that day, though.
Also,
something to celebrate.
Did it really?
Yeah, that day was their highest ratings of the whole, its entire history.
Oh, good for them.
So there you go.
But didn't they also fluff up the coverage again? Yeah. Because it's the coverage. The coverage is all through the BBC. The BBC did the coverage for every channel. They were contracted to do it. And didn't they like lose their link with like the BBC coverage?
So yeah, they had to use some other link.
So they had to, they ended up using like a camera which was from another news, and it was just ridiculous. So that was fun. But yeah, there you go, the King. And this year is the second year of the King's speech on Christmas Day in the UK and in all of our colonies. So Australia gets it, and all those. Canada gets it.
I don't watch that either.
Well, we don't watch that either, no. But I think a lot of people were there was an interest, like a renewed interest last year. So it was like the highest rating for like the monarchy speech last year because the King did it. And I wonder if it's going to be people are going to show quite as much interest this year as they did last year. I suspect not. No. But that's just me. The Lionesses. the English football team. You're looking at me very confused. The Lionesses reached the World Cup final.
They
sadly didn't win.
No, not like last year.
That was the Euros, yeah. They got beaten by Spain, which then led to huge controversy because the Spanish manager, head coach, grabbed onto one of the players and kissed them. And then it got found out that the actual coach, the guy who's like runs them, is a bit of a misogynistic knob-end as well.
And he kept saying he wasn't going to quit, and then he did.
And then he did.
It's a big thing, I remember that.
But again, I've said this before.
Exciting times.
I've said this before on the podcast. Football in no way whatsoever interests me. Sometimes male national football interests me, but very rarely. But the Lionesses couldn't get enough of it. I don't know why. What it
different
was.
vibe.
Just couldn't get enough of it. It was a different vibe, don't you think? Just felt like more exciting.
It wasn't as exciting as the last final. The one that was like really good. Jill Scott swearing at that woman was just.
But that was England-Germany, and that's like an old rivalry as well. So it was really... And I remember, oh my goodness, I remember watching that. It was about 2 years ago, because that was when we were in our old house. And I remember watching that, and I couldn't stop screaming at it. Honestly, the Lioness, I don't know what it is about Lionesses National Football Women's Association stuff, but it's just... I love it. I just love it. I love watching women's football. I think it's like you said, there's a different feeling to it. It doesn't feel so, I don't know, misogynistic. I don't know what it is, but it's just so much better.
Just better. What else was going on in the year?
Well, Philip and Holly both had to hop out of ITV's this morning, which caused a crisis to their daytime schedule, because lots of people said, oh, what's going to happen to this morning? Seems to have just kind of...
Well, they were getting Kat Deely. She's now turned it down, taking a job in America now. So ITV are very... I don't know what to do, because they thought they were booking her.
Well, I don't know whether they didn't just use Alison and Dermot. They seem to be a good...
Busy.
She does this morning. She does Bake Off. Exactly. I get that. But then they could give her time off to do that. They used to give Phil and Holly time off to do Dancing on Ice.
That's true. They don't know what they're going to do with that this year either, because Holly's disappeared. It's all going wrong at ITV.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
But that was that speech, wasn't it?
That was her speech before she left.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Holly.
She did the speech, and then she got some guy from America started stalking her.
We covered that in one of our episodes.
This is what I'm saying. This is a lot of stuff we've covered already. But the thing that cracked me up was the intro sequence for this morning when Holly was leaving, and it was like, "Goodbye, Holly.
Yeah,
family comes first. Family comes first." Like they had it plugged.
She was dead.
If you don't live in the UK, the intro sequence to this morning basically shows kind of like a really bright looking daytime scape,
like London,
and like people in a coffee shop, and then they kind of see the kind of like a bird's eye view of them flying toward Television Centre, which is where they filmed this morning, and then they show like this iconic building. Television Centre is the old iconic BBC building, and they show like the centre part, which is like kind of circular. And yeah, they put the words over that, didn't they? Kept saying like, "Goodbye, Holly.
Yeah,
family comes first. We love you, Holly.
We understand."
Yeah, we understand.
We're secretly happy you've left because it takes the thing off us. Yeah.
But this is the thing. A lot of information then came out about this morning saying that the atmosphere of working there is toxic. It was a really toxic atmosphere. Whether it still is, like,
well, this keeps coming out on every show. I keep seeing articles. Like yesterday, you said that the Kelly Clarkson show was toxic. It's like, how many toxic shows are there? Are they toxic? What's going on? But it's very odd because Dr. Ranj said this morning was really toxic. It's like, sorry. So I don't know. It's very odd.
But something that I think really interested you.
My friend worked as a runner on this one. I should ask her if it was toxic.
Was that the one who said that Philip Schofield's makeup is like almost an inch thick?
No.
Or was that someone else I read that from? Apparently, Philip Schofield wears a lot of makeup.
So he's on HD. Have to.
Oh, not criticizing.
We need a makeup artist in here soon. We upgrade.
We do. Why do you think I'm wearing this hat? I need a hairstylist. Something that really piqued your interest this year was AI. And its almost explosion onto the cultural scene, and also on the internet, and also people using it. That's what a lot of the writer strikes were caused by, because obviously there was other things, streaming services not giving them fair pay, but they were also saying that streaming services were starting to use AI for writing scripts, and
in video games they're using it to write like background dialogue and stuff.
There you go.
Taking everyone's jobs, those bloody AI.
You like AI, don't you?
It interests me. Yeah, I like it as long as you're using it for the right things.
Like a Hallmark film. Watch one of our Vlogmas episodes.
But it's not I don't think it's there yet, but it's quite amazing how quickly it learns. Like to begin with, it would make images, and now it can make videos. And the videos looked really rubbish a few weeks ago, and then after a few weeks of learning, it can make proper full things. So there was a whole news article made. It was like a 15-minute presentation. Every single thing on it was AI. The presenters, the voice, the news, the clips, everything. And you could tell because the news presenter like had her hands like entwined together.
Well, had 20.
She had like 20 fingers. But apart from that, you couldn't really tell.
I was listening to a podcast about like images that's made by AI, and they say that the one thing, which is really strange, the one thing that AI finds very difficult to create is hands. It can't do hands very well. It's weird.
Or like if you want a specific eye color, it can't do it for some reason.
It's weird.
And it's like you say like, oh, can you give the person blue eyes, and it will be like some blue it will like the background will be blue or something. It can't do it.
Prince William and Kate released their Christmas card this year, and a lot of people suspected that image was AI. They said that they because
someone's leg was missing or something.
Kate had 3 legs. And Harry's hand was a bit suspicious, and one of the kids' faces looked like it was weird. It was kind of like it wasn't looking properly. Like the eye was in the right place, but the face was.
This is what happens when you don't hire graphic designers and you hire AI or a lazy graphic designer who's using AI.
It was AI. They didn't know it was AI or not. They just said that it looked AI-ish.
It's like on the picture on EastEnders of the 6, Kathy had Denise's leg on one leg, didn't she? Did you see that? It looked really bad.
I mean, that would...
And they took down the picture and re-uploaded it with like more smoke going up the legs. So, that's what happens.
And this is the funny...
You rely on AI too often.
People rely on AI, and I feel like they write it off too quickly and don't then use human... Because that's what a lot of doctors use AI for investigating like cancer or other illnesses.
X-rays and stuff.
And doctors, I remember, again, it was on the news, they were talking to them about it, and the doctors basically said, yes, we use them to help us, but ultimately the final decision is made by a human, i.e. a fully trained doctor. So you'd think there was something like photographs, yes, get them to help you, but then check it yourself. Really? Yeah. Do your homework, don't just steal it off the internet and then hand it into your teacher.
I wait for the day where AI takes all the boring jobs. That's the trouble, though. AI doesn't take the boring jobs. It takes the fun jobs.
Like
writing, art, photography.
We've talked about AI quite a lot on this show this year, but but it's you say it takes the fun jobs, but that's what it doesn't do well. That's the problem.
That's true.
Because it can't think. It doesn't have emotion, so it can't create thoughtful art. While with something where emotion is cut off, like AI could it? I don't know. Actually, no, I'm saying this out loud, but could it be quite a good judge when they're in a courtroom? Because it would be able to take the facts and then...
If you watch Extrapolations on Apple...
But then it's racial bias, isn't it? AI has racial bias, doesn't it? It seems to racially...
On the final episode of Extrapolations, the worst TV show on Apple Plus ever, they go to a court and the judge is 3 AIs. And you have to get 2 of 3 to be guilty or not guilty. So you just predicted the future. Okay. Spoilers, everyone. What else went on this year then?
Sorry, you've taken me back with that comment. I never knew that. It's a show I need to watch. Dan Wanton and his BFF for life, Lawrence Fox, were both sacked.
Well, Dan was still not sacked. He's just suspended. But he's
suspended. But Lawrence Fox has been sacked. But then Lawrence Fox wasn't. He wasn't on the payroll. He was just a commentator for GB News.
No, he had his own show. Lawrence Fox,
did he? I don't watch TV News because I have more better things to do in my life.
I saw on Pop Bitch yesterday, actually, breaking news, everyone. This is fast, it's happening. Dan Wootton was in New Zealand on his own, pictures in a cafe the other day. So,
oh dear, what did he look like?
Sad.
Wallowing in his own self-pity.
There you go.
The thing is with Dan Wootton is I don't think what upset him is the fact that he lost his job. I think what he's upset about is he lost his following. That's what he liked. He likes that he's like some kind of savior for the right-wing parties. And so like everything he said was like followed implicitly by the viewers and the listeners of GB News or the readers of his newspaper article. And as soon as he lost that, I feel like he lost a part of himself.
Oh well.
I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him because he is just such a hateful man. But there's also, isn't there like a thing going around that like Dan Wootton's actually like quite a liberal person? It's just that he decided to take that route because he knew that's where the money was. A bit like
That's what a lot of them does.
Search Party.
Probably. Let's move on.
Oh, okay, wow.
Well, I don't want to talk about him. Keep going. What else?
Well, what would you like to talk about? There's lots on this list. How about
Elton John ended his career.
Well, he hasn't. He's making it sound like he put a gun to his head and shot himself.
Ends his touring career. Sorry.
Yes, I think he's still doing recording. In fact, I think he's released something recently with Ed Sheeran, a Christmas song. I'm sure that's this year.
Is it?
Yeah. So he
did the song with Britney this year too, didn't he?
Yeah. So I think he. I don't think he releases music of his own, but he does a lot of collabs now. So he's still making music, and he's doing adverts for a really cheap makeup company.
Is he?
Yeah, we were both laughing, weren't we? Because it came up on TV, and then we realised that the reason he was doing the adverts was because the profits for that company goes toward his foundation, and that's why he was doing it. But it looks really funny because like you just see like these. Like this, it looks like just an advert for Boots or something like that, and then all of a sudden Elton John appears on a piano, and you're like, "What?" It's a brilliant advert.
He did M&S a few years ago, didn't he? So you know.
Oh, I forgot he did M&S a few years ago. But yeah, I mean, the final concert he did at Glastonbury was pretty amazing. We talked about it quite recently, actually, so I won't go on about it again.
I think we've talked about everything recently.
Yeah,
haven't we?
But yeah, I would say that's the main stories. I mean, there's loads. There's Twitter becoming X, but I mean, Prince Harry released his memoir, which I still haven't read yet. But you've told me.
Well, I did the audio. I've got 40% through, but it's a bit. He's not the best narrator, so it's a bit. Dumb.
So maybe it's worth just to read.
Yeah, but I don't read autobiographies. I only listen to them.
Fair.
My rule.
And the last one, I mean, there's lots. If you want to find it, go to inpublishing.co.uk and it's there. It's British top news moments of 2023. But the last one, which isn't actually British either, but really surprised me when I saw it, Jada Pinkett Smith revealed that she and Will Smith separated in 2016.
It's all a bit messy, the whole thing. Isn't it?
Really weird relationship, isn't it? Do take my wife's name out of your mouth.
Well, it wasn't his wife, apparently, because they separated years.
It's what a strange thing to say for that to happen.
Very odd.
Anyway, from the sublime to the insane.
What, the next topic?
Yep, the next topic.
Well, this popped up on my Twitter.
In more ways than one.
On my TikTok. Someone said Grindr's released their stats of the year. I thought, oh, how exciting. Everyone does an Unwrapped now, don't they?
Well, it's funny because it started by YouTube doing it. They used to do their rewind. And then they stopped doing it because it became really controversial. And now everyone's doing it. Spotify's done one. On my Mozilla browser, Pocket, I have Pocket, which is like news articles. They've done one this year.
I saw a really funny one on Twitter. Someone's landlord texts them their landlord, like their rent unwrapped with their like, you paid rent this many times, you paid this much in rent. And it's just like, Christ. Do not need to be reminded of that.
I'm hoping that they're doing it as an ironic thing rather than...
I don't think they were. So Grindr Unwrapped then. Grindr is Grindr is an app where...
Oh, you don't... Do people really need to know what Grindr is?
No, it's just an app where the LGBTQ plus community can go.
Hook up.
Not necessarily hook up.
No, but...
Going through this Unwrapped, I feel like it's evolved massively. Starting with Mother of the Year. How do they know this from Grindr? What's happening?
Well, this is the funny thing. Like some of these statistics, doesn't Pornhub also do a?
Yeah, they do.
I'm going to look up that up while you carry on talking.
Yeah, they do. So Mother of the Year on Grindr was Beyonce. I don't like Beyonce.
I know you don't.
Taylor Swift, Dolly Parton, Kylie Minogue, and Madonna were all runners up. So, you know.
Kylie, fair.
I thought Nadine Dorries should be Mother of the Year, but, you know.
Well, when I see Mother of the Year, I think of RuPaul.
She's not even on runners up.
Call me Mother.
Well, if you want to be called Mother, you don't get Mother of the Year. So they go through stats of people's profiles, I guess, and there's lots of different, you know, we have opened ourselves wide open now with our stats because highest percentage of bottoms on the app, South Korea, Japan, Vietnam, Denmark, and then Finland in 5th place.
That's funny because it's like the Asian states, and then it goes to the Northern Europeans.
It's interesting, isn't it? That's
I don't know, I just find that
for the stats.
I find that fascinating. What about pit pigs?
Pit pigs
With the highest
unite.
percentage of pit lovers.
So they're people
Pits
who
being
like
underarms.
armpits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number one is Germany,
Not
followed by
surprising.
France, Brazil, Morocco,
And then,
the UK. Here we are. We've arrived.
do you like a pit?
No.
Are you a pit pig?
Well, lots of celebrities, male celebrities, do the photo of that, don't they?
They do.
They're like such. They're just desperate. Right. So highest percentage of tops. We're Trinidad and Tobago, number one. Kenya, China, Myanmar. What's that one? I know that country. Myanmar, and then Greece.
Greece.
Greece number 5.
China surprises me there.
But aren't they in the bottom? Oh no, they're not.
No.
But a lot of the Asian area is.
One,
Yeah.
because I'm surprised that China allows an app like Grindr to be. They must be using a VPN to use it in China, surely. China's quite a.
Obviously not.
Well, okay, no, good for the Chinese government. how liberal they've become.
So the best movies, according to the theys and the gays, Barbie number 1, of course. Red, White, and Royal Blue number 2.
I still need to read that. I still need to read that.
Why?
A girl I work with tells me that it is just brilliant. It's just like it's not. It's one of those kind of like it's not great, but it's
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Oppenheimer number 3. Renaissance tour of Beyonce number 4, and the Taylor Swift tour. So predictable, aren't they? The gays, eh?
What about the gay gasps? Are the moments that gagged us the most this year?
What gagged us? Oh, there's that song. One of Your Girls was the top one. The video where he's in drag.
That's a good song.
Yeah,
Why has that made me gasp?
because you're gagged at how good he looked in drag. That's the gasp, the gag moment.
Oh, okay. I reckon I look good in drag. I've discussed this with you before. I would love someone who's a makeup artist. We've talked about makeup artists twice now in this episode. I would love someone who's a makeup artist to actually properly drag me up. I'd love someone to do me in drag. And I'd love to see if I, like, would they tell me to shave? Would they tell me to keep, because there's that British British drag artist who has a beard, Danny Beard.
Yeah, a lot of them have beards now. I just don't know who Bad Bunny is. Number 2, the gag moment is Bad Bunny's nude selfie.
I'm looking that up quick.
Who is he?
Bad Bunny. Ooh. Bad Bunny is a rapper, a Puerto Rican rapper. With nude selfie.
Why is Safe Search on? That's ridiculous.
You're being disgusting, probably.
View image.
Oh, anyway, let's move.
Yeah, very nice.
Let's have a look.
I just crossed it off, sorry. You have to look at yourself. The Lizzo accusations at number 3, they disappeared, didn't they? When everyone was saying how she's like really horrible to work for.
Yeah, and also all the
Toxic.
radio stations stopped playing her music, and now they're playing them again.
Well, I don't never liked her music, so I'm fine.
What else? Come on, let's move on.
Okay.
What's an I just burst out laughing moment?
Where's that? Oh yeah, IJBOL moment.
Oh, they're quotes from things. These gays, they're trying to murder me.
Yeah, that's from Lotus Series 2, isn't it?
Give me one margarita, I'ma open my leg.
Yeah, that's on TikTok, yeah.
I don't know any of these.
Angela Bassett did that thing.
What's that thing?
She did a whole expose on like Ryan Murphy, didn't she? And like how like the acting world is racist and stuff. Did you not see that?
No, I'm so sheltered in this world.
Okay. Well, this is an odd statistic. Highest percentage of hung bottoms.
Ooh.
Massive and passive smiley face. Number 1 was France, then UK, then Canada, then US, and then Ireland.
I'm surprised US aren't higher. US kind of make a thing about having large penises, don't they? The Americans.
Yes, but this is large penises and being a bottom. So
I see. So is America like flipped?
Femme tops, Ireland, number 1.
Do you know where the United Kingdom are number 1? The highest percentage of vanilla tags.
And all very boring there.
Yeah.
Where's this?
Number 1 is UK. Number 2 is Australia. 3 New Zealand. 4 Canada. 5 Ireland. Again, all white nations, predominantly white nations.
Highest percentage of daddies. This is where you're going to get. If you want to go get your daddy, this is where you go. The US, number 1.
Oh, that does surprise me.
Nigeria, number 2. Australia, number 3.
The busiest time for the app is Sunday at 6 p.m. So it's just before work. It's obviously
I'm ready for bed.
the evening. Yeah, but I think a lot of people are like, oh, I've got work in the morning. I'm feeling a bit down.
Dreading the Monday.
Yeah. You're probably a bit hungover still from Saturday night. Maybe you didn't get laid Saturday night. So you're still feeling a little bit horny.
Yeah.
You need to relax and just get ready to get yourself into the Monday mood. So you go on Grindr, send some dick pics.
These stats are so funny because like the best podcasts, number 1, The Bold and Beautiful, which is Katia.
Pardon?
What?
Surely number 1 should be Comment Below podcast.
Not yet. Maybe 2024 wrapped. Which is Katia and Trixie Mattel. And then number 2 is just Trisha Paytas, where she every time she starts a new podcast, something happens and then they get cancelled. So she said, I'm just going to do a podcast on my own then. So I can't get cancelled. And then the other one's like Race Closer, which was, 2 more drag queens. It's like all the drag queens. It's typical gays, this is. It's so basic, isn't it?
Damn you, gays. My favourite is The Biggest Baby Girl. And may I just tell you why baby girl is a term of? It's a noun. It's an endearment, often used ironically, for a cute man who's comfortable in his own masculinity.
That's a good winner then.
Or sometimes soft in an endearing
Look who's
way.
number 2.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro just missed out. Harry Styles was number 1.
Pedro Pascal's my number 1.
Lewis Hamilton, piss off. He's a fucking... Anyway.
Don't start. If you don't want some liable case against
I know,
us.
but I don't-
Lewis Hamilton could see the
I don't
shit
think
out of
Lewis
you.
Hamilton would... It should be on that list, personally. But
Best beard, maybe.
well, what is Grindr? Profile songs? Why do you have a song on your profile?
I don't know. We don't use Grindr anymore. What? Unless you do.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Why would you have a song on your profile? I do my editing.
Get to know what you like. It's a bit
It's like MySpace.
I was
all
just
over
about to say
again.
That's what MySpace used to do. You used to put your own music on there.
Right, before we run out of time, have you got your Pornhub stats or did you not find them?
Oh no, I couldn't find them. You do it. You're better at searching stuff than I am.
2023 year in review. Top searches, the golden age. Mature searches grew by 77%. Became the second most popular category among men.
Video game searches.
MILF, DILF and Granny all saw a huge rise, 132% rise. People searched big, bigger, biggest. That grew by 177%, not, no pun intended. Massive. People were expanding their vocabulary here. Massive was up 91%.
Why is that expanding your?
What do you? Well, because big, bigger, biggest, huge, massive. It's a wide range on here.
They've got the UK in depth. If you wanted to know,
Okay.
the most searched terms of 2023 in the UK. Number 1, MILF. Number 2, lesbian. Number 3, it's a country. Can you guess?
UK.
No. Why would UK? Well, actually, that's
Definitely.
number 5. So I'm laughing. I'm saying, why would UK do that? But yes, UK have searched for themselves. India.
Good.
Number 3 is India, and number 4 is hentai.
Right.
The top porn star is Ellie Brooke.
Don't know who she is.
The trending searches, which has gone up 751% this year, is mature.
People desperate for daddy, for mummies.
And that's it. Then we go into other countries. Oh, that's not very in-depth at all. That's a shame.
Oh, well. We can't say we did just focus on the gays, can we? Because we did both there. Straight.
We're keeping it open each way. It's weird. There's an actual category for video games.
So next time you're on Pornhub, everyone, remember that what you're typing in is being tracked and will be released at the end of the year.
Yes. Well, though not your exact information.
No, but still.
There is Pornhub Gay most searched, if you want to know top 5.
Okay.
Top 5 is 1 twink, 2 anime, 3 Pinoy, Pinoy. God, I feel so old that I don't know what half this stuff means. A native or inhabitant of the Philippines.
Ooh.
Number 4 is Asia, and number 5 is hentai again. How funny.
Gosh, we love our anime, don't we?
And the most viewed stuff, again, nothing changes in the world of being gay. The most viewed stuff for gay people is straight people. We
always want what you can't.
We are
have.
becoming a parody of ourselves, aren't we? And Malik Delgatti is the number 1. He's all right looking guy. Not too bad.
Who? Delgatti.
Delgaty.
Del.
Gaty.
He looks very American.
I'd imagine a lot of them look.
Big and American.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. I think we've basically disgraced ourselves enough now for one episode of Comment Below. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Well, we had to round up the year.
Round it up
stats
with pornography. So thank you so much for listening. If you have been listening to us since September this year for our brand new podcast. Indeed, if you've also been listening to our other podcast, Faithful to the Traitors, both will be returning next year. I would imagine Faithful to the Traitors will be returning first because there's the British series starting pretty much at the beginning of January. And then we know there's an American series starting as well, which is around about the same time. So get ready for us to be peed off that we have to do two different traitors at the same time because we won't remember what's happening one or the other. However, information has apparently leaked about the American traitors. So
I know, I've not seen it, but apparently, yeah, that's not good.
But we'll be back with this podcast where we sit here and look up dirty pictures of men on the internet of Comment Below on Sunday, the 7th of January, as Ben has already mentioned. So do check us out on there. As I say, you can watch us on YouTube. And if you do watch us on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe and follow us. And you can always comment below underneath the video. Ring the bell also so you don't ever miss an episode. Or alternatively, if you are listening to us, don't forget to subscribe. And in 5 words or less, comment to say why you listen to the podcast by giving us a review of 5 stars. And as I say, share us on the internet, please, because then more people can find us on X @commentbelowpod, Instagram @commentbelow_pod. Or email commentbelowpod@gmail.com.
Lovely. Well, there you go then. Have a lovely Christmas, everyone.
Have a lovely Christmas, and to our Scottish watchers and listeners,
don't spend too much time on Pornhub or Grindr after this episode,
or
please.
do. Why not? No one's
Sunday at 6 p.m.
Sunday at 6 p.m.
See you there.
We should do a live on Sunday at 6 p.m. to get everyone to go on the internet and look up porn at the same time. Or go on Grindr, indeed. Have a lovely Hogmanay to our Scottish listeners and watchers, and a Happy New Year to everyone in the world as well.
All right.
Well, it's Hogmanay in Scotland. They celebrate it right.
Okay.
The bells chime in to the new year.
So we will see you all in the new year then.
Yeah.
So, we did it. We did Vlogmas. That's done. Will you believe it?
Finally.
All right. We'll see you next year, everyone. So stay tuned.
Happy New Year, everyone, and Merry Christmas.
Oh, from me, Santa Claus.